someone you do not know. Because one of the things that is going to work for us in this move of God is synergies. We have to build kingdom like-minded fellow people, yeah? Fellow marketplace leaders. So please say hi to someone who's next to you who you do not know. Ask them their name, what they do. How many of us were here last time? How many of us were here? So Ndema is Ndema spoke to us, the marketplace leader. He started he was sharing his story, his life story, how he journeyed from Egypt to Canaan. And so he gave us the description of what Egypt meant for him. And today he's walking us into Canaan using his journey. I do not know what will happen to those of us who were not here last time, but Ndema will try and just summarize for us to all catch up. But it was a very powerful story. And today what I pray is that as he comes up to speak, that the Lord position all of us where we need to be positioned, so that we can take over our territory in Canaan. You know, when the Israelites walked in Canaan, they had to take over, they had to take back what belonged to them. So I pray that whatever is standing in our way, the Lord will remove it as Ndema is speaking, that He would remove any hindrance that will stop us from getting to Jesus' name. Amen.
Yeah, those who weren't here.
Ask for a CD.
Every 2 weeks.
There's no CD.
There's no CD, there's no rewind. No, just to summarize, I talked about Egypt as summarized so well. I talked about my Egypt. And I basically started off last week, and I'll start off again in the same way by quoting Revelations 12:11, which says, "They triumphed over him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. They did not love their lives so much that they shrink from death." And essentially what that word is basically saying is that we triumph by the word of our testimony, by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of our testimony. So basically what I'm doing here is testifying to you. Hopefully you will pick something from my testimony and you'll be able to take it with you to overcome the challenges you face. Summary, I was a corporate guy. I was a corporate person for many years. 16 years in Coca-Cola. And then I decided to leave. And my testimony is split in two. It is Egypt, and now I'm going to share the wilderness in the promised land. That's what I'm going to share today. I left off with my departure from what we call the company. And that was an interesting time, having been a salaried person for all those years. I want to leave. I've had enough. I'm not prepared to invest so much. There's more. I don't know exactly what it is that I'm going to do, but I know that I want some time off. And in my mind, I had 3 months, you know, sabbatical type thing, you know, study, meditate, spend time reading, not work. And I also said, oh, I want to volunteer. I want to volunteer at my church. It's a nice lofty, you know, dreams. And how you have these, you know, moments of purpose. Anyway, so I called my pastor. I had a coffee at Java. I said, listen, this is what's happening. I've just had a conversation with my boss, and this is what I want to leave for 3 months. So what I want to do when I'm out from January, and I'm sure when you think about volunteering in your mind, at least in mine, volunteering is actually, you know, that's my understanding of volunteering. It's not anything else. So I was kind of thinking, maybe I'll do an hour, 2 days a week. I'll show up, and you know, if they want me to go and photocopy, I'll go and photocopy. If they want me to go and, you know, usher some people around, I'll do it. So that was the plan. So he was very excited. He said, oh, corporate guy. But the guy was going to come on board, etc. He said, oh, I need you to meet someone. Because it's funny, I had someone who had left corporate certain years before. He said, come on, Java, come meet this guy. I want you to meet him. I think we have something in common. So we met, you know, you meet someone new, and hi, you know, where were you? I used to work here. I give you a little small summary. And then we parted ways, there was nothing. So, transition comes, you know, when you leave an organization, when it comes out that you're leaving, or that you're left, but you're still there, you kind of become irrelevant. You know how it is? It's immediate. So you're kind of, you know, there's no one talking to you about the business anymore. You've lost all the relevance. You know, there was a market you were running, it was yours. Now, it's gone quiet. People are not calling. I'm shredding paper in the office, you know, tidying up for 3 months. I have one more assignment I need to do, which I do, and travel and use my incoming and so on and so forth. And essentially, I'm free. So I come in the morning, just keep me talk out, come in and work out. Very interesting. But I had the weight lifted off, so I'm gone. I don't know what's next, but I'm still in the system. And then what happened? You know, I've been an expatriate for many years. I've been here, I've been in Uganda, I've been in Nigeria, Tanzania. I've been an expatriate, so I was in that system. So now I'm deciding I'm going to stay here. So as you know, I'm taken care of by the company in all the ways that it does. And so I start to think, okay, we had a conversation, God and I. And the conversation went like this. I said, Lord, I'm not changing anything in my house. Okay? I'm not changing. Unless you tell me, I'm not changing a thing. All right, so I'm just going to wait, hanging around. You show me. I'm not moving, I'm not doing anything. Remember last time I told you that when I came back from, when I came here from Nigeria, I prayed. And I'd asked for, it was like a shopping list. And he answered everything. So I learned my lesson. So this time I said, you know, I'm not moving unless you say so. So what happened around December, of course, you know, the 31st is coming, and my time is up. 31st, and then it's going to be the 1st of January. So there's things that need to happen, practical stuff that has to happen, and I'm not kind of seeing any movement. So I'm waiting, saying, Lord, you know, time is up, and I'm not moving. So I then was copied in on an email between the legal department and facilities, the guys who look after all the housing and accommodations. And the email says, oh, have we given notice to Ndema's landlord? And they're all kind of this email back and forth. And I'm just saying, what do you think happened? I say, no, we haven't. What does the contract say? The contract says, I was looking at this thing, oh, this is interesting. So So we need to issue the landlord notice. So they give the guy notice in December. Essentially, they're saying they're going to hand over the house in March. I took that as my cue. I said, oh, wonderful. I told the landlord, said, in March, I'm taking over the lease. I'll take over the house, I said. That was my cue from God to say, I said, I'm not changing anything. I'm not making any movements. They were in the same place, we're not doing nothing. They did the notice and so on. I took over the lease. I signed it in December, but it was due sometime in March. And we transitioned very smoothly into 2014. Of course, we had the farewell, and so we left. And woke up in January, and I was essentially in the water. And I knew I was in the water. You know, it's kind of when you get into a place, and there's been a lot of excitement. You walked out of a lot of activity, and suddenly it's quiet. You're used to waking up with about 15 emails to look at. Suddenly they're God's daily word.
Twitter.
But no one's writing to you. Yeah. So anyway, but I said to myself, listen, I want to study. I want to spend some time studying the word. I want to just quieten down. I actually didn't realize how tired I was. Because when I came out into the wilderness, firstly I was at a loss of what to do, but I realized it was very tired. People would say to me, oh, you look so relaxed. I said, but I was relaxed before. What do you mean? No, you look so relaxed. I don't think there's no real thing, but subsequently, months later, when I started thinking about what I'm going to do, I just thought, no, I don't want to be chasing stuff. So, I'm now in the wilderness. It's a quiet time. It's a time of some doubts, time of reflection. Of course, I'm setting up my office in the house, sorting out, untangling myself from the business, from the company, all manner of things, a lot of paper, a lot of things that you weren't doing before that you now have to do. So I do all that for the first, month plus, probably 2 months. And I'm saying, okay, I had this vision of 3 months, and then from 3 months I began to think about what I want to do. Maybe 4 months. And then I started volunteering in church. Now the volunteering started like, basically I got a call, and I thought, I was waiting for them to call me and say, come. They didn't call for the first month. It was fine, I was fine anyway. And then I got a call around early February. He says, no, come, we've got a meeting early in the morning. I'm setting up a small board to deal with discipleship and evangelism. Talk about the program that the church is talking about around discipling new believers, as well as old believers, and so on. And but the challenge in the church is always, there's a big challenge from someone who's been in business. Finance is always a big issue. And when you look at every organization is the same. They do the same kind of thing. But when you look at some of the opportunities they have, you can see that we can do this and that. So anyway, we were put on a board. There were about 6 of us when I met them, and one of the guys I met was this guy I had been introduced to. We started talking about the challenge of financing and helping people with this program. These guys know him as easy. I know Mary Chapel is plugging and elsewhere. And people have to pay for the book and for the treatment and all this, but it's surprising how difficult that is. So you're limited by the number of people who can disciple. The vision of the church is to disciple 100,000 by 2020. If you now break that down into years, you can't be discipling 200 guys. Get to 100,000 by 2020. 20,000. How do you do this? Anyway, so that's the challenge we're facing. So we spent time talking about this for, looking for ways to raise funds, and traditionally to try and do events, and these things are not sustainable. And just to cut a long story short, what we did, eventually, 3 of us on that board, we started to develop an idea to create, firstly we thought about building a company that would be involved in the church, and then we thought the church should be doing business, and then we ended up basically forming a company, putting money in, and starting this company, which would be giving for the church, and that's ongoing. But what happened in the wilderness is that during all this time, of course, we're meeting once a week, 6:30 in the morning, and that's the essence of my volunteering. I thought I'm not really volunteering. That's what we want to do. Meanwhile, I'm creating this company where we're starting to talk about different businesses, and God is slowly unbundling all these things that I had, these crutches, ideas, and he's moving me away from, I talked last time about seek first the kingdom, its righteousness, and all these things will be added as well. My focus was on all these things, and he was slowly just pushing me back to, but seek first the kingdom. And I didn't realize how he was doing that, but slowly everything started to get quiet. And there was a lot of, the guys are meeting people in church, so we meet, but we fellowship. I mean, it's very interesting. Normally you meet and you talk business, but here we meet and we pray, and then someone pulls out scripture and talk about it, and then we pray, and then we talk about business, and we leave. During the course of those, I think it was like 6 to 8 months, up to around August last year. I mean, I wasn't thinking about a conventional going back to work looking for a job. I was not in that space, and I thought I would get to that space at some point. You know, there's going to be a point where you need to go and pay some bills. The bills to pay, so you're going to have to do that. But I wasn't getting there. It just seemed like, no, I'm going to build this business on the side. It's going to pay the bills. And just to rewind a bit, I've invested in another company many years before. I mentioned Good African Coffee, which is a Ugandan company. You do the same kind of, you do interested in social transformation, so using local value-added products to build people. So we're talking about farmer farms. Starting with coffee and we're going to other things. But that was it's kind of like a dream. It's one of those things that's still out there. The first 6-8 months was a period of unbundling from the corporate setting. It was a period of refocusing. A lot of issues happened during the year that made me reevaluate what was important. For example, if you've been on a paycheck for 15, 16 years, every month bonus, and other things, you get used to certain periods of the year where you get something. So these things ended. They stopped. They just stopped. But I'll tell you one thing. If you think that your paycheck is that you're more secure with a paycheck than me, who doesn't have one. What I realized in the wilderness, the beauty about the wilderness is that you're going to the promised land. Okay? You're not going to be in the wilderness forever. You know these Israelites, the problem with them is when they got there, they were there in a few days. But they got scared. When they got into the promised land, they said the giants, grasshoppers, you don't remember what they said. They said, oh, you know, we look like grasshoppers in our own eyes. Who said that when you get to the promised land, you're going to fight? You're going to have to fight. But in the wilderness, at least you're going to the promised land. And that was part of what I understood. I'm in the paycheck personally. It doesn't say that I have a lot of money. Let me just get this, let me get it right there.
But I have not lacked. I have not wanted. My kids are in school. I still live in this. Nothing has changed.
Quando você explica
What is changing is me. I know what is changing. Because my focus and my understanding of what is real has changed. You see, the thing, because we can't see it, doesn't mean it's not real. And you know, we come and we pray and we sing and we dance and we, you know, Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Nissi and all these things. But I don't know if we really connect that he's actually there. He's more real than this stuff that you guys see. He's more real. The only thing that is different is that what we understood as security, what I understood as security, because I knew that, 30th, I just do, oh, they paid. What is this? Why have they paid less? You know? The difference now is that, you know, if God wants to work on you, if he wants to work with you, he's going to have to make you all this stuff. Right? He's going to have to take some stuff away. And you know, our focus, we don't realize, yeah, you know, when I was in corporate life, I was in church, I was a good Christian. Don't get me wrong. But I didn't realize how much that little God, the paycheck, was. I didn't realize how much of it was in the backup plan. You know, that you can lean, something you can lean on. Now they say, you say for the rainy day. There was always that. I got something tucked away for the rainy day. My savings are gone. There's no rainy day. It's raining now. Okay, it's raining now. But the point is, what I'm trying to say is that God is real. God is actually, he knows. He says that he knows what you need even before you ask. You know, we spend a lot of time with us. But he knows what you need. So the pagans run around for this stuff. Seek first the kingdom. That's when I started to understand that scripture. Matthew 6:33. There is actually a literal. Actually, literal. It's not an abstract saying, one of those sayings that you say that I'm going to cipher. He's saying, seek me and you'll find me. I'm a rewarder of those who diligently seek me. When he says the rewarder, it's not an eternal reward alone. It's also today's reward. It's not just tomorrow in eternity we'll be reigning with him and all the good stuff. No, it's also today's reward. It's also today's reward. I think we lose sight of this because we think that he's all about eternity and, you know, we'll be with him and all this. But it's also about making sure that you reign in your life today. So, I mean, I had many moments of panic where, you know, for example, this is me. Every year, I go with my family to the UK. July, August, we go, UK, spend a month there. So last year, I was debating. Yeah, there was a long debate in my mind. Should I not? You know, you see, talking about 4 or 5 months, 6 months. Then he asked me, what has changed? What has changed? I thought we agreed. Have I not delivered my side of the bargain? I said, no. So what do you say? I went to call my travel agent and say, I know the we're going. You see? Because he doesn't change. You make a deal, he honors his part. The problem is better ones who don't honor. But also start thinking now, but you see, you know, remember when Peter was walked out of the boat? He says, you know, if it is you, tell me to come. The guy says, come. He starts walking, looking at Jesus. But then, he suddenly looks up and he sees the wind, he sees the waves, he sees the rain. And he suddenly panics. Why does he panic? When he panics, he begins to sink. Why does he sink? Because he took his eyes off Jesus. That's the only reason he sank. you would have named it to him. He was walking on water. Has there been anyone in the whole universe, apart from him and Jesus, who walked on water? There's no one. But because he took his eye off, he began to sink. I was in that space. I was, God is good. So how? He's going to cost a lot of money to translate. It's going to cost a lot of money. He says, hey, Chief, you know what my part? What's up? Why are you moving the goalposts? Listen. And I went, we had a great moment, came back and so on and so forth. And I was never in the idea or the thinking, it never occurred to me, it was not even in the breadth of my thinking, that I would not be working now as in convention. It was not the plan. The plan was maybe June 2014. Then I should really get serious. Maybe June 2014, I should really now, kind of, maybe we should be organized and get a job. We've got to play. Now, October, November 2015, I'm still hanging around here. And that's why I say God is real. He's real. He will take you as far as your faith. He will take you as far as your faith. You know, the debate I was having with him before I found out about the lease was, well, I moved to a smaller place, serve, save, and so on. And then he said to me, you can do that if you want. I'll be with you then. If you want to go to a smaller place, no problem. I'll be with you. You want to stay where you want? I said, you mean I have a choice? You mean I have a choice? He says, talk to what you want. If you want to go to a small place, we'll take care of you there. If you want to stay in a big place, we'll take you there. He will take you as far as you want. Simple. So if you have this much faith, he will take care of you in that small place. If your faith is this big, he will tell you he will take care of you. That's one of the biggest learnings. And I said, oh, you mean I can stay here? I like this place. I'm not moving. But you know how many? I had a debate now around April. Did that? So I went home. I was in Uganda, business and so on. This thing has been happening for a while. It's just been itching. Wow. So we're sitting there, and then he says, but why don't you go to a small? You have an apartment. What moving apartment? And the phone goes, oh, that's their son. So when you grow up, that you become very low. So I said to you, if I traded down, what would I be saying about that? That he can, that he's not able. If I took the low road and said, let's trade down, let's trade down. No, God is not able to take care of it. Let's just be conservative. Let's save. Let's be, prudent. Let's be prudent like a banker. If I did that, what would I be saying? Cattle on 1,000 created the whole universe. Surely you can take care of this small stuff of mine. They can't do it. They just can't. And the longer that I've been now